What is up, everybody? My name is Alex Lancer, one of 3 people that make up the Isekai Phantom. I'm also referred to as the Midnight Phantom over on twitch.tv/midnight_phantom_95. Link in the description down below. And in these series of videos, I'll be going through the remake of a beloved visual novel series known as Tsukihime, created by Type Moon, while the visuals and openings were created by the GOATs over at Ufotable Studios, while the games themselves are being published worldwide by Aniplex. This will be part 1 of the remake, known as A Piece of Blue Glass Moon, which features the Moon Princess route featuring Arquid Brunstud, and the Midnight Rainbow route featuring Ciel. All of the other routes will be in the second game, so all of you Type Moon fans out there have nothing to worry about. In this video, I'll be reading through the prologue chapter of the game that involves a young Shiki Tono, our main protagonist, inside a hospital, who then meets up with a mysterious woman who gives him the power to change his fate. Want to learn more? Then skip over to the timestamp in the description, or if you've already seen the prologue, feel free to skip this video entirely, as I will be uploading more videos of me going through each of the days, as well as all of the dialogue options on each separate day, including all of the bad endings that I encounter in each route. Speaking of which, there was something else I wanted to try out as well. That being to implement interactive video choices. During the dialogue options, you, the viewers, will be able to decide on which option you want to see at the end of each video, whether it be options 1, 2, or 3, depending on how many there are. Since this is only the prologue chapter, there are no options to take at this time. Also, for the sake of monetization purposes, I had to censor some stuff pertaining to blood, profanity, and even some nudity that's shown, as well as all the gory stuff that happens in the later chapters, including stuff from the beginning of the first stream, which you'll be able to see in just a moment. Hope you enjoy this video to the fullest, and I'll see you all again at the end screen. Take it away, me. So, let's get right to it. Also, I was concerned on whether or not there were any changes to this game, so I had to go on to Reddit to see if whether or not people were gonna... I awake suddenly. Oh yeah.
暗い夜、家の中にみんなはいない。
Oh yeah, this is in Japanese, by the way.
慣れた草と紙の匂い、積み木細工のような空。部屋の隅にはどろりとこびりついたような古い影。死に絶えた音の中で過去を忍ぶ。見ていた夢はもしもの話ばかりだった。例えば、
もし空が曇っていたのなら。
Okay.
もし気づくのが少し早ければ、もし彼が衰えていなければ、もし私が生まれていなかったら、それともしここであなたが目覚めなければ。
Anyways, yeah, this is Japanese with English subtitles.
夜はますます沈んでいく。きっともう家の中には誰もいない。一人きりは怖いからみんなに会いたくて。
Type
一
Moon.
人きりで庭に出た。ほーと吐く息が白くなっていく。庭はとても指先が痛くなるぐらい寒かった。 凍る星、深い闇、さめざめと世界を照らす冷たい光。屋敷の庭はすごく広くて、周りは深い闇に囲まれて、森の木々は黒く大きなカーテンのようだった。まるでどこかの劇場みたい。ざーっと梢の窓が開いて、じき
All the dialogue is being overlapped by the credits, by the opening credits.
遠くでいろんな音がしている。黒い木々のカーテンの奥、森の中でみんなが楽しそうに騒いでる。幕はまだ開かない。我慢できずに森の中へと入っていった。すごく暗い。森は深くて冷たい光も届かない。いろいろな音がして、いろいろなものがある。けれど暗くてよくわからない。途中で誰かとすれ違ったかもよく記憶できないぐらい。自分の名前を呼ばれた気がして、もっと奥へと歩いていった。木々のベールを抜けた後、森の広場にはみんな揃って待っていた。わからない。向こうから見知らぬ人がやってくる。凶器を手にしてやってくる。みんなをそうしたように僕もバラバラにしたいみたい。よくわからない。ぼんやりとその人を見る。なすすべもなく凶器を待つ。けれどいよいよという時に誰かが僕の前にやってきて、僕は子供だからよくわからない。
Oh, wonder who that could be.
びしゃりと温かいものが顔にかかる。
Am I able to pause this?
赤い。トマトみたいに赤い水。本当によくわからないけれど、ただ寒くて僕は泣いてしまいそうだった。森は黒くて見たくない。地面は赤くて見たくない。だから空を見上げることにした。目に温かいヒーローが混ざってくる。眼球の奥に染み込んでくる。だけど全然気にならない。夜空にはただ一人きりの月がある。見知らぬ人は今度こそ僕をバラバラにしようとやってくる。なのに僕はぼんやりといつまでも青い影を見上げている。すごく不思議。どうして今まで気がつかなかったんだろう。ああ、今夜はこんなにも。
おお。
何も見えない。世界がだんだん消えていく。その中でずっときれいに輝いてる。ああ、気がつかなかった。今夜はこんなにも月がきれいだ。
Well, that's the same dialogue that was in the box art. Here we go. Tsukihime, a piece of blue glass moon. For PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch, but I ended up getting the Nintendo Switch version because I wanted the art book that was not censored. But man, I can't wait to go through this. Yeah. This is a work of fiction, and any persons or groups that appear therein are entirely fictional. Any resemblance to actual persons or groups is purely coincidental. This work contains depictions of violence and scenes of a disturbing nature. The recording and publications of any images, voices, or videos used in this game is forbidden without the consent of the rights holders. The use of this gaming device's recording or streaming functions is permitted, with the exception of points in the story where these functions are. Oh, I see. I wake up to find myself in a hospital bed. Okay, so it looks like for the most part, I will have to point out that all rights to this game goes to their respective holders. So Type Moon and all those who are working with Type Moon in this game. But anyways, I wake up to find myself in a hospital bed. There are curtains that gently sway. A chilly breeze enters through an open window. I instinctively squint at the harsh color of the room. Where am I? What day is it? What happened to me? I can't seem to think straight. I try to push myself up, but a sharp pain courses through my body. My breath catches in my throat, and I start gasping for air like a fish. Is this what they mean by seeing stars? The moment I place my hand against the hard bed, pain erupts from the inside out again. Still lying down, I take a deep breath and look over my body. Both my hands are covered in bandages. My left leg's also set in a plaster cast. I feel a tightness around my head, so it must be wrapped up too. A large, thick, adhesive strip is stuck to my chest, like it's hiding something bad. My left arm has a tube poked into it. Some part of me understands that it's an IV. I guess I must have seen all this while I was drifting in and out of sleep. The other room, dimly lit and reeking of medicine and chemicals. The array of tubes poking out from under the bandage on my chest. The scary man in the suit who came to see me. My little sister getting scolded by the man when she came to visit. And the doctor, as giddy as a child. I remember all of it like it was a dream.
君、もしかして目が覚めてない？
I hear the voice of an unfamiliar woman. I don't have the strength to answer her. She then bursts out of the room, frantically calling for the doctor. Pitter patter go her steps. She really shouldn't be running in a hospital, even if it is to get me help. Unable to lift my body, I turn my head and look up at the window. I feel a sharp pain in each of my eyes, as if a jagged knife were poking and prodding around inside my brain. The sky outside is so blue. It looks unreal. I find my eyes flinching not from the white, hot glare of the sun, but from the spotless stretch of blue. Days pass. Since waking up, I still haven't been able to move from the bed. My only view of the outside world is the same faraway sky as before. Gently, the curtains flap. A dry wind touches my cheek. The stainless swath of blue leaves my eyes feeling woozy. Where am I? What day is it? Why am I in a hospital? Gradually, the answers come to me. Except for one. I keep looking out the window. A thought just out of reach. Something important. A tearful promise. I can't remember.
はじめまして、東野四季君。回復はおめでとう。
Words from a man I've only just met. He offers me a handshake. With his gentle smile and soft-spoken voice, he seems like a kind man. Though I get the feeling he's someone who could wipe the smile off his face at the flip of a switch. The clean white coat he wears fits him perfectly.
四季君、先生の言っていることがわかるかい？
いえ。僕はどうして病院にいるんですか？
Oh.
覚えていないんだね。君は道を歩いているとき、自動車の交通事故に巻き込まれたんだ。胸にガラスの破片が刺さってね、とても助かるような傷じゃなかったんだよ。
The man draped in white smiles as he utters something a doctor probably shouldn't say. It's a miracle that you're alive. The queasy feeling I was holding back threatens to spill out after I hear those words.
眠いです。眠っていいですか？
ああ、そうしなさい。今は無理をせず、体を休ませてあげないとね。
The doctor continues smiling. Honestly, it makes me feel uneasy.
先生、一つ聞いていいですか？
何かな、四季君。
どうして体中に落書きをしているんですか？この部屋もところどころひびだらけで、今にも崩れちゃいそうです。
For a brief second, the smile vanishes from the doctor's face. Then he rises out of his seat. Smile reapplied. His shoes clack against the floor as he disappears behind the curtain.
やはり脳に異常があるようだ。
No, it's definitely something else.
脳外科の芦谷先生に連絡を。それと、視神経にも損傷の疑いがあるな。午後は眼科検査に回すように。
The doctor whispers to his nurse, his voice cold and harsh, starkly different from before. Yeah.
変なの。みんな体に落書きしてる。
The frenzied lines cling to every surface of the hospital. I don't know why, but just seeing them is enough to make me feel sick.
なんだろう、これ。
There are even scribbles on my bed. I touch one of them with my finger. Schwip. The finger slides in.
Oh.
If I had something thinner, I bet it could go even further. I grab a plastic knife off a nearby tray and trace one of the scribbles with it. With no effort at all, the knife sinks down to the handle. Enjoying myself, I glide the knife along the lines in the bed. Crash. With a heavy sound, the bed falls neatly into two pieces. Oh? I turn to the voice behind me. The shriek belongs to a nurse standing at the door, her face stiff with shock. Oh yeah, this is where he gets to learn about that power. The power to see the threads of death. That's what it is, by the way.
どうやってベッドを壊したんだね、四季君。
Yo, he broke the bed in two by cutting through the threads with a knife. I noticed the doctor hasn't asked me why I broke it, but how?
その線をなぞったら切れたんだよ。ねえ、どうしてこの病院はひびだらけなの？
いい加減にしないか、四季君。そんな線なんてないんだ。それでどうやってベッドを壊したんだい？怒らないから教えてくれないかな。
He already explained it to you. See, this is why society is so bad. Everybody thinks children saying stuff and they just don't believe what they're saying because if they did something bad, obviously they want to know exactly what happened. And if they explain to them about something unnatural, then they'll just completely ignore it and they just want the full truth. Like, what is even there to say? Like, that was the full truth. They saw it with their own eyes and they can't even believe it? Like, come off of that, man. That's just ridiculous.
だから線をなぞっただけなんだ。
See, that's the whole truth. Well, nobody's even believing the kid.
わかった。この話はまた明日にしよう。
I mean, I think the doctor is trying to understand, but he's probably stressed enough with his job anyways, by the sound of it. The doctor lets out a sigh. He stopped smiling as soon as I mentioned the scribbles. Dude probably thinks the child is crazy for saying stuff like, come on, man. Why would you call a kid crazy when obviously he has his rights, but come on. Dude just doesn't even understand what the kid is even going through in the first place. I don't think any normal person would, really. I guess his switch is broken. This hospital's full of broken things. Oh, yes, indeed. In the end, no one believed me. No matter what it is, I can cut it cleanly by slicing the lines with a knife. I don't even need to put any muscle into it. It's easy, like cutting paper with a pair of scissors. The bed, the chair, the desk, the walls, and even the floor, none of them are any different. And I've never tried it, but I'm positive it would be the same for people too. It would, and I suggest not doing that. No one else can see the scribbles. Only I can. I think it's because everything is falling apart. And these are the seams holding them together. Just like my chest. It still hasn't fully healed after the operation. So they stitched me up where it would otherwise fall apart. That's gotta be it. I mean, how else could a kid like me cut up a whole wall? The nurse screams again. Seeing the holes in the wall, she glares in my direction. Her shriek goes on and on. Luckily, something is up with my ears, so it doesn't sound all that loud to me. The drawn-out noise fills me with dread, like the sound of a burning cicada. Everything is in taters. The idea of opening my eyes, of living at all, is enough to make me want to disappear. All this time, I never knew about the stitches holding the world together, and how easily they can break. No one else sees them. That's why they can go on living just fine. They don't know about the cracks all around us. They don't know how damaged their lives are. but I see it all. It chills me to the bone, holding me in place. Since it happened, everything sounds muffled, like my ears have been stuffed. Only the gash in my chest screams like a siren. But what happened? And when? No matter how hard I try, I can't remember. And scratching my head over it doesn't help either. My brain must have gotten rid of that information to make space for something more important. But the questions still leak out like water from a tap. Oh, I think I get it. The pieces all fit. That's why there's no mirror in here. If there was, the very first thing I would do is it. Why is it censored like that? I'd be laughing while it lay there shattered. Which means they're not the ones in danger of breaking. It's me who's broken. Now it all makes sense. Why 2 weeks have passed and no one believes me? Why 2 weeks have passed and no one's come to see me? Why 2 weeks have passed and I'm the only one living in this stitched together world? I don't want to be in this hospital anymore. I don't want to be surrounded by these scribbles. I have to get somewhere far away, where there won't be any people around. I'm not the weird one. It's this place that's weird. It's what I tell myself as I make a run for it. Oh, so he ran out of the hospital. But the wound in my chest stops me from getting too far. By the time I realize it, I've ended up in the field next to the hospital. I didn't get very far at all. My chest is burning. I squat to the ground miserably, battling a bout of coughs. I can't stay here. I can't go anywhere else either. There's nowhere to go for someone who can see all of the stitching. Another wave of coughs hits me. No one's around. A sea of grass at the end of the summer. It wouldn't be the worst place to disappear. The thought is suddenly interrupted. Oh, I'm gonna quickly grab a snack here.
12 seconds later.
Good old Charleston Chew. Every time I see that name or someone mentions it, I always have to do the Richard Nixon voice. From Futurama, obviously. Good old Charleston Chew. Funny stuff. The thought is suddenly interrupted.
君、そんなところでしゃがんでると危ないわよ。
Oh? The voice of a woman cuts through to my ears, clear as crystal.
絵じゃないでしょ？ただでさえちっこいんだから草むらでうずくまってると見えないのよね。気をつけなさい。危うく蹴り飛ばされるところだったんだから。
Oh, that's the woman. The woman scolds away, her finger pointing at me grumpily. Oh, this is the woman that takes Shiki in and gives him those special eyeglasses to keep him from seeing the red lines. Well, that's good. I feel anger creep up inside me. I'm not that small. I'm only the 4th shortest in my class.
蹴り飛ばされるって誰に？
バカね。そんなの決まってるじゃない。ここにいるのは私と君だけなんだから、私以外に誰がいるっていうの？
The woman sure looks proud of herself, crossing her arms like that.
ここで会ったのも何かの縁だし、少し話し相手になってくれない？私は青崎青子って言うんだけど、君は？
Aoko Aozaki. That's her name. She speaks casually, like one friend to another, and offers out her hand. Seeing no reason to refuse, I introduce myself as Shiki Tono and accept her offered hand, like I'm being pulled in magnetically. Talking to her is fun. She doesn't shoot down anything I say just because I'm a kid. And she treats me like a person, listening to my every word. I tell her all about myself. I tell her about home, about my long family lineage, how my dad is tough on etiquette and stern all the time, how I have a little sister, Akiha, who's really quiet and follows me everywhere, how I always play with her and her friends in the garden, which is as big as a forest since we have a huge mansion. Now the attic is our secret spot, how I'm bad at word games, how everyone says I'm going to grow taller, how I used to like the smell of hospitals, now I don't, how I love the sky when it's clear and blue, but looking at it makes me want to cry, how I'm glad to be alive, how I don't even hate the doctor with the pretend smile. I surprise myself. I keep yapping away feverishly.
おっと、もうこんな時間。悪いわね、シキ。私、ちょっと用事があるから、お話はここまでにしましょう。
The woman starts to leave. The thought of being alone again fills me with sadness.
じゃあまた明日。ここで待ってるからね。君もちゃんと病室に帰って、きちんと医者の言いつけを守るんだぞ。
I'm not sure about that, but we'll see what happens. She says it so naturally, as if the idea that we weren't going to meet again tomorrow hadn't even crossed her mind, and leaves.
また明日。
We'll get to talk again tomorrow just like we did today. I'm so happy. It's the first time I felt something so strongly since waking up from the accident. Going to the grassy field in the afternoon has become a regular thing. The lady would get angry whenever I called her Alko. She seems to hate her own name. Unsure what to call her at first, I eventually settled on Master. Yeah. Okay. Master always listens to whatever I have to say, and solves each and every one of my problems. Since the accident, I've hated talking to people. But thanks to her, I'm slowly becoming my old self again. Being here on the grassy field is the only time my worries slip away, and I feel like the old me. I don't know who she really is, but I get the sense she could actually be a real teacher at some school. Not that it's any of my business. Being around her is fun. That's all that matters.
ねえ先生、僕こんなことができるよ。
I want to surprise her. I pull out a knife I took from the hospital. I cut the tree standing in the field. Tracing the lines, I slice from the center of the tree to the bark.
すごいでしょ。落書きが見えてるところならどこだって簡単に切れるんだよ。こんなの他の誰にもできないよね。
She's speechless. I get into a groove and decide to sink my knife into a horizontal line across the base of the tree.
シキ
Oh. She rushes towards me and I feel the palm of her hand slap my cheek. Yo.
先生やめなさい。君は今とても軽率なことをしたわ。
She stares at me seriously. It's an unforgiving look. The determined gaze of someone about to punish an evildoer. How could I be so stupid? I was having so much fun. I completely forgot. These scribbles shouldn't exist. Which means someone like me, who can see them, shouldn't exist either. Oh, now don't say that. A feeling of regret seeps into my chest like blood. I wish I could crawl up into a ball and... Okay, now he's just... Come on, man. You can't be saying stuff like that. That tree was the last reminder that this field was once a forest. And desperate to show off, I went and destroyed it. For no real reason at all.
ごめんなさい。
I feel tears trickle down my face. I know boys shouldn't cry, but I can't help it.
シキ
I hear my name called softly. Suddenly, even with the knife still in my hand, she hugs me tight.
謝る必要はないわ。まあ確かにシキは怒られるようなことをしたけど、それは決してあなただけが悪いってわけじゃないんだから。悪いのは僕だけじゃない。ええ。でもね、シキ。それとは別のところで、今誰かが君を叱っておかないと取り返しのつかないことになる。だから私はあなたを一人の人間として見た。同じ立場の人間として意見して、怒って本気で叩いた。力加減を間違えていたら私もシキを殺していたかもってぐらい本気で。
Her words truly frighten me. It isn't that I'm afraid of her killing me, that I had pushed her into almost doing so. The thought of it makes my heart sink.
泣かないで、シキ。私も謝らないから。あなたはそれだけのことをしたんだって覚えていてほしいから。その代わりシキは私のことを嫌ってもいいわ。先生のこと嫌いじゃないよ。そう、本当によかった。私が君に出会ったのはこのためだったみたい。
And just like that, there we go. And just like that, as if to melt away my feelings of regret, she quietly asks me about the scribbles I keep seeing. When I start telling her about the lines, I feel her hug me tighter.
シキ、君が見ているものは現実のものよ。決して見えてはいけないものだとしても、他の人間にとってはありえないことだとしても、その線は幻じゃない。あなただけにある現実。
She said genjutsu. Yo, what? A reality that's all your own. Yo. Anyways.
そっか。じゃあやっぱりおかしいのは僕だけなんだね。ええ、あなたはおかしい。そこはごまかしようがない。
I fight back the tears. What she said stings 1,000 times more than when the doctor doubted me. But it's not like I didn't see this coming. From the very start, from the moment I woke up, I've known the truth. I shouldn't even be alive.
謝らないで。その異常はおかしいだけで説明がつかないものじゃない。道理が通っているものなら人間は何にだって向かっていける。これ私の経験則ね。どんなに馬鹿げたデタラメがやってきても知恵と勇気で乗りこなすのが私たち人間よ。
My first lesson, she calls it, with a hint of embarrassment. Having a strange condition isn't a problem itself. Problem is how I choose to deal with it.
じゃあこの落書きも説明できる？もちろん。ものにはね、壊れやすい箇所というものがある。いつか壊れる私たちは壊れるがゆえに完全じゃない。君の目はそういったものの末路、言い換えれば未来を見てしまっているんでしょう。未来を見てるの？そうよ。今はそれ以上は知らなくていい。もし君がそういう流れに沿ってしまう時が来るなら、必然としてそれなりの理屈を知ることになるでしょう。先生、何のことだかよくわからない。ええ、分かっちゃダメ。今大事なのは一つだけ。その線は決していたずらに切ってはいけない。君の目は物の命を軽くしすぎてしまうから。うん、先生が言うならしない。それになんだか胸が痛いんだ。ごめんね先生、もう二度とあんなことはしないから。よかった。シキ、今の気持ちを絶対に忘れないで。そうしていれば君は必ず幸せになれるんだから。
She uncoils her arms, freeing me from her embrace. The sensation, cold and yet warm, fades away.
でも先生、この落書きが見えてると不安なんだ。だってこの線を引けば切れちゃうんでしょ？なら僕の周りはいつバラバラになってもおかしくないじゃないか。その問題は私が何とかするわ。どうやらそれが私がここに来た理由のようだし。
She heaves a long sigh, and then smiles at me.
シキ、明日君にとっておきのプレゼントを。私が君を以前の生活に戻してあげる。
Oh. The next day, on the 7th day since I first met Master, she comes to the field hauling a huge trunk with one hand.
はい、これをかけていればもう妙な落書きは見えなくなるはず。
She hands me an ordinary pair of glasses.
僕、目は悪くないよ。いいからかけなさい。度は入ってないから。
I do as she says and puts them on. And the moment I do,
ああ、すごい、すごいよ先生。落書きがちっとも見えない。当たり前よ。わざわざ姉貴のところの魔眼殺しを奪ってまで作った青崎青子渾身の一品なんだから。粗末に扱ったらただじゃおかないからね、シキ。
She swiped the pair of glasses from her sister just to make these? Yo. I mean, it was actually good of her though, because now Shiki can live a normal, healthy life now.
大事にする。けど先生ってすごいね。あれだけ嫌だった線がみんな消えちゃって、なんだか魔法みたいだこれ。
それも当然。だって私魔法使いだもん。
Wait, a magician? Kinda like me.
でもね、シキ、その線は消えたわけじゃないわ。ただ見えなくしているだけ。そのメガネを外せば線はまた見えてしまう。
見えないだけ？
ええ、そればっかりはもう直しようがないことよ。君はその目となんとか折り合いをつけて生きていくしかないの。
やだ、こんな怖い目いらない。またあの線を切っちゃったら先生との約束が守れなくなる。
ああ、もう二度と線を切らないっていうあれか。バカね、あんな約束気軽に破っていいわよ。
そうなの？だってすごくいけないことだって言ったじゃないか。
ん？
ええ、いけないことよ。けどその目は誰にも頼らない君個人の力なんだもの。だからそれを使おうとするのは君の自由。その目があることについて君以外の他の誰も君を責めることはできない。問われることがあるとしたら、あなたがその力で何をしたかということだけよ、シキ。
僕が何をするか。
Mm-hmm. She stares into my eyes as if trying to peer inside.
そういうこと。うん、やっぱりいい目だ。正直言うとね、初めて君と会った時、めんどくさいのにぶつかっちゃったなーって思ったんだ。だって君、見た感じいろいろなくしてきたみたいだから。でも、問題なんてなかった。君はちゃんと生きている。なら、人生かけて取り返していきなさい。
Even with a whole lifetime, I could never find the words to describe the light I felt in my chest, or the rush of joy that came with it. You belong here. She reaffirmed my reason for being, more forcefully than anyone.
シキ、君は個人が保有する能力の中でもひどく得意な能力を持ってしまった。けどそれが君にあるということは何かしらの意味があるということなの。神様は何の意味もなく力を分けない。君の未来には必要になる時があるから、その直視の目があるとも言える。それは残酷なことだろうけど、だからこそ忘れないで。君はとてもまっすぐな心をしている。今の君がある限り、その目は決して間違った結果は生まないでしょう。
Right.
成人になれなんてことは言わない。君は君が正しいと思う大人になればいい。いけないということを素直に受け止められて、ごめんなさいと言える君なら、10年後にはきっと素敵な男の子になってるわ。
She stands and reaches out for the trunk.
あ、でもよっぽどのことがない限りメガネは外しちゃダメだからね。特別な力は特別な力を呼ぶものだし。はい、私からの忠告その2、反則の出しどころ。 勝負どころをよく考える。そうならないことを祈っているけど、どうしても自分の手には負えないと判断した時だけメガネを外してよく考えて力を行使なさい。その力自体は決して悪いものじゃない。結果をいいものにするか悪いものにするかはあくまで君の判断次第なんだから。
She picks up the trunk. And without her even saying a word, I know. It's time for us to say our goodbyes.
無理だよ先生。僕だけじゃいいことになんてできない。本当は先生に会うまで怖くてたまらなかった。けど先生がいてくれたから僕は僕に戻れたんだ。ダメなんだ。先生がいなくちゃこんなメガネがあったってダメに決まってるじゃないか。
シキ、心にもないことは言わないこと。自分自身も騙せないような嘘は聞いている方を不快にさせるわ。
Master's displeasure is readily apparent in her expression. She then flicks my forehead.
自分でも分かっているんでしょ。もう大丈夫だって。ならそんなつまらないことを言ってせっかく掴んだ自分を捨ててはいけないわ。それじゃあお別れね。バイ、シキ。どんな人間だって人生ってのは落とし穴だらけなのよ。君はそれを何とかできる力があるんだからもっとちゃんとしなさい。
She's really leaving. I'm sad, but as her friend, I want to see her off right.
さよなら先生。
よし、上出来上出来。その息でいつまでも元気でね。最後の教訓。ピンチの時はまず落ち着いて、その後によく考えること。大丈夫。君なら一人でもちゃんとやっていけるから。
She smiles fondly. She smiles fondly. A gust of wind sweeps through, sending a ripple across the sea of grass. She's gone.
バイバイ先生。
As I say the words, the realization that I'll never see her again sinks in. Left with me are a treasure trove of advice, a strange pair of glasses. In just 7 days, I feel like I've learned the most important things of all. As I stand there aimlessly, tears start welling up. I'm such an idiot. All I said was goodbye. Not once did I say thank you. Wait, you guys can still hear me, right? Yeah. I probably don't need to check again. I'm discharged from the hospital soon after. I won't be going back to the Tono household. Instead, I'm to be taken in by another family. My body is recovered, but there are still lasting symptoms. For the Tonos, this means I'm defective. I'm no longer needed. But I don't care. Shiki Tono is going to be fine on his own. A new life and a new family are waiting for me. I leave behind the hospital room where I spent my 10th summer. The curtains by my window sway in the breeze, just like always. I take in one last glimpse of the blue sky. As I do, a dry breeze washes over me, spelling the end of summer. Oh, I wonder what happens next. Hey Hey there! Hope you've enjoyed the video to the fullest, because I have more content where that came from. Check out more of my videos like the ones on either side of me, or check out my socials, links in the description. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified about my latest videos. Hope to see you all in the next one. Peace out.